We welcome you to Miami, Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, the alarm clock here in South Beach can hit you like a ton of bricks.
It can, especially if you're out the night before, Ed, which a lot of players have been, quote-unquote, known to do. Let's see if they show up tonight.
Gotta find the energy. Gotta get ready. This one's about to get underway. Opening tip won by the Heat, and we're underway in Miami. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
To Lopez. No good. Dragic into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Butler. Dragic. To Butler. Waiters. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Adetokunbo to Bledsoe. Greek Freak for two. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
You see, Ed, this is what the refs need to start calling. The defender hit the shooter right around the waist, which made him lunge into his shot and took away all of his concentration for it.
Dragic to Waiters. To Dragic. Butler. That's off the side of the rim, short. Count the basket at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Miami with the basketball. Down low for Leonard. Giannis grabs the board. To Bledsoe. Giannis Adetokunbo missed his first. That one goes.
Old school equals high percentage.
Dragic with it, trailing by 4. To Butler. Nothing going here on that drive. Butler, they'll get it down to Leonard. Shot from the lane won't go. Hill into the front court. Leads 4. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
George Hill at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 80% at the line. Can't connect on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Dragic with the basketball. Down 5. Here comes the screen. Dragic to Waiters. Has a look. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
And a chance coming up at the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Off the mark on the first free throw. down the second after missing the first. He'd have the basketball. To Butler. Takes stock of the floor. Here comes the screen. Dragic. Oh, nice find for the basket.
I know it can be demoralizing for a team not to see the ball go in the bucket, but now that the nightmare has stopped, it's time to pick up the energy.
The drive, right to the basket, straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
That's how you punctuate a good first quarter. 3 more left to go, but you've set the momentum for the second.
20-footer at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The Bucks in front. Second quarter set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
I know you're wondering why I'm clapping. Both teams came out in the first quarter and they executed. When do you ever see that, Ed? You have to continue to bring those competitive juices into the second quarter, and we're going to have one heck of a ball game.
Miami's got it. Jay, 44 wins for the Heat last year. For the most part, that core is in place once again.
And when I think about the core, Ed, I think about upper management. I think about Pat Riley. I think about Eric Spoelstra. I think about Mickey Arison, the consummate professionals associated with this basketball team. The year before, they did not make the playoffs. So a substantial improvement for a young basketball team.
Giannis in control of the basketball. 8-2 our score. Oh, emphatic slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Dragic to Butler. That's no good.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
Dragic into the front court, trailing by 11. To Butler. Here comes the screen. Giannis Antetokounmpo snatching it out of the air. Couldn't keep it in. Last touch by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Waiters. Dragic. The shot almost. Whoa, Chris Middleton. He's 2 for 2 now.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Butler for 2. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Antetokounmpo to Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Dragic to Waiters. And the basket good at the rim.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
To Bledsoe. George Hill. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Butler into the front court. Under a minute to go before halftime. To Waiters. Waiters. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Bucks at the controls. Probing the defense to Lopez. And counted at the rim.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Cash is in. Someone has to get into a zip code. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first half. The Bucks in control so far.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Bucks certainly didn't have a problem putting up points in the opening half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Heat have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they've got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. These are the guys getting buckets for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Field goals.
The Miami Heat weren't efficient with their shooting, and therefore they weren't effective with their offense. Their field goal percentage is lacking, and it's probably the biggest reason for their first half deficit. Most of their bricks were laid in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Antetokounmpo was all over the boards in the first half. You've got to appreciate his determination when shots go up.
Who was cold?
Butler hasn't put a single point on the scoreboard. There's just no way to avoid getting called out when you miss every single shot you take. He hasn't been able to get anything to drop. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
May 2018, Jay, the Bucks make the move to Mike Budenholzer roster that's built to win now.
And Coach Bud brings stability to a team that had a lot of question marks around the head coaching position. Jason Kidd gets let go last year. That caused some drama with him and Giannis. You hire Joe Prunty. He comes in. He tries his best. But now when you bring Coach Bud to the table, you bring offensive fluidity, and that's what this team needs.
Count the bucket for 2.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Bucks basketball. Baseline drive, the shot won't fall. Butler to bring it up. His guys down by 9. To Dragic. Down to 5 on the 24. Jimmy Butler for 2. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Hill to Adetokunbo. Here comes the screen. Giannis for 2. No good. It's the Heat with the possession. To Butler. Dragic to Waiters. Nothing going here on that drive. Can't connect. Bledsoe at the basketball. The lead stands at 9. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Eric Bledsoe at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. The free throw is good. Finishing off the three-point play. The lead grows to 12. Butler into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Dragic.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Waiters to Dragic. Fires the 3. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Bledsoe. Drive from the baseline, but it won't go down. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Butler won't go down. Middleton to Bledsoe. Trying to cash in. Eric Bledsoe looking good. 4 for 5.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down. Middleton to Bledsoe. Off the assist. Now the Heat going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
Tickets for the next home game are still available at Fox office. Buy one or more tickets before the end of today's game and you'll receive an exclusive discount.
Dragic to Waiters. Short jumper won't fall.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
The follow won't go either. Corner three at the buzzer. There's the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. The Bucks in command of this one. So the Heat will have it to start this 4th and final quarter. They're looking up at a big margin. And that, Jay, shouldn't come as a surprise to many.
Well, for them to have a chance to win, I'm glad they brought their A game in their backpacks here to the arena, but that's not enough. They need their A-plus game, and they need to execute down the stretch. You need to throw everything in the bag at them in order to win this game.
Whoa! What a finish!
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
It's the Heat with the possession. Dragic to Butler. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Dragic. Goran Dragic. A couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 76% from the line. Nope. First one does not go.
One time. Here we go.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. Giannis with it up top. His guys holding the big lead. To Bledsoe. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Dragic. Butler, old school, backs his man down for the basket.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping him.
Layup goes down. Well done.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Miami with the basketball.
I got something for him.
Butler. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Giannis in control of the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Bledsoe to Antetokounmpo. Short jumper off the mark. Waiters to Butler. Waiters. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
Come on, somebody tell me when he added that to his arsenal.
Bledsoe with it up top. He'll run the offense. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
He'd have the basketball. Butler to Dragic. Sizing up the defense. point to shoot for Miami. Waiters can't go down. Smothering defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Adetokunbo to Middleton. Bledsoe to Hill. Knocks it down from mid-range.
There's something that is so impressive about what we saw this evening. Not just the shot-making ability, but the fact that not every shot came from the pocket. There were some bad passes being made, and the shots came from different places around the body, which aren't usual for the typical shot. That shot-making ability, that's something special to watch.
The Bucks claim victory as they win this one in blowout fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Bucks put on a show in a blowout. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Heat really lost big in this matchup, and you could tell it was tough on them. My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight, because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Missed threes.
These guys walked in with the game plan, and they walked out with the win. And these highlights, they tell even more of the story.
Player of the game.
Antetokounmpo, and his defensive impact was undeniable. The way he blocked shots reminded everyone just how great he is with his timing and energy.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in this game. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.